Bam! All right, guys, let's dig into this subject of the dangers of a ketogenic diet. Well, actually, to be ketotic or in a highly adapted keto state is actually quite the opposite of dangerous. It's actually quite health healing. It's amazing what ketogenesis can do to heal the body, but now there's all this conflicting crap with trendy diets, and so let's clear up the madness. Because I'm going to put it into context, right? People are so confused on the minutia of bullcrap on the internet. So, I think one of the biggest problems with keto is that people have this perceived idea that they're going to just do some 65% fat, I don't know, 20% protein or 25% protein, 5% carbohydrates, something like that. And they do it, and they don't take a little snapshot of what their body is looking like before they do keto. So I get a lot of these, Stephanie, my total cholesterol is 260 and I'm dying of a heart attack since keto. And often they don't test their LDL small particles before, of course, because there's only 3 big places that test it. They also don't try to figure out the ratios between triglycerides and the HDLs, whatevers. But really, they don't just take a look at their health before. So, first thing, take a look. Start journaling things that might be problematic if you were to do keto. Like, do you get tired in the afternoon? Are you tired when you wake up? Right? Do you crash? Things of this nature. Because if you do keto wrong, those things are going to become exacerbated and inflamed times 1,000 and block your keto adaptation. So, you really want to take a look at your prior health. Now, what actually fracks you up from doing it? If you have hypoglycemia, a lot of people are hypoglycemic and they don't know it because they use coffee to mask their hypoglycemia, which starts of a adrenal problem. Well, also insulin resistance can also be a factor in your hypoglycemia. So you have this sudden drop of your blood sugar and you feel like crap. You're either hangry or you're shaky or you're just tired, demotivated, depressed. Sometimes doctors mistake depression and give you antidepressant medication, some SSRIs, instead of just looking at your damn blood sugar. I'm just saying. So we got to take a better look at why your blood sugar is going up and down and up and down. Because in modern society, that's what we've developed. Unstable blood sugar, which creates a host of problems. And when you do keto the wrong way, you exacerbate again those problems. So if you crash more. If you're exhausted, you're more exhausted. If you have thyroid symptoms, you have more thyroid symptoms. If you do keto the wrong way. It's not about being ketotic. That actually heals all of this BS nonsense. So the dangers are creating thyroid problems, lowering your testosterone, women having menstrual cycle, the actual bleeding part of their cycle just go on and on and on, or the menstrual cycle itself, the whole cycle is becoming longer apart, days apart. People are electrolyte depleted, so they start to develop heart palpitations and muscle cramps, and their blood sugar, a lot of people have a physiological insulin resistance response. So if they didn't have diabetic symptoms before, they develop them because your body's not using ketones and it's trying to raise blood sugar from what? You're not eating carbs. So it's going to take muscle, convert it into sugar to get it up your blood sugar so it can get into the brain, and then you start having crazy high numbers of blood sugar, which then creates thyroid problems, then creates the hypoglycemia. They're all connected, guys. Eating high fat itself is not dangerous. The problem is if you have low stomach acid, right? If you have issues with your gallbladder, if you have gallbladder sludge or biliary problems or circulation problems because you're sitting on your desk like this all day long, estrogen dominance. If you have histamine issues, or if you have, let's say, blood sugar issues and you do keto wrong and all of a sudden your blood sugar gets higher and higher, you're going to start storing more and more fat. And everyone's like, oh my God, I'm freaking out because you're supposed to lose weight on this thing and I'm gaining weight. Yes, as a stress response to not being able to use ketones viably, the body will crank up blood sugar every way it can. And all of a sudden you start having the symptoms of insulin resistance, which is more tired. People develop, things like, you don't know. They start developing things like retinoids on keto where they have tingling in the fingers, right? If they have RA, rheumatoid arthritis, that becomes exacerbated. If they're having like nausea, for example, or vomiting from having a gallbladder infection, it just gets worse. Also, people with gout, people can have a uric acid buildup on keto if they do the wrong protocol of it. Those are the dangers, guys. Those are the dangers. You have to pay attention to the quality of food that you're eating. If you're eating a lot of cheese, which has whey and casein, if you are, especially the casein, as you guys know, you should. If you are having histamine issues and all of a sudden you're just eating the same one group of food all the time, then you have this histamine response. These are all the dangers of keto. But really, people talk about the thyroid. That's the big one. The thyroid, the hair falling out, cold hands and feet, you become constipated. Yes. Now, as we all know, the body can make blood sugar for the red blood cells through gluconeogenesis. That's not the problem. So when people say you can't do keto for a long time because you need higher blood sugar for the thyroid, you'll get that. In fact, on a ketogenic protocol, having your blood sugar between 69 and 80 is completely fine, especially if you're using viable ketones. If you have glucose at 79 or 80, that's not deadly low. That would be low for a person who eats a bunch of processed carbohydrates. Right, guys, if you want to learn more, you can go to stephanieperson.com. And you can also go to Stephanie Ketogenic on Instagram. You can also go to my Facebook course page, which is you go through stephanieperson.com, not through the actual Facebook page, because everybody has to pay and be led on to be on the course. And as you guys know, I'm writing the Ultimate Keto book, and it's very interesting, all the conflicting information, even by the PhDs. They don't even know, because what do? They read other people's studies, and Keto just hasn't been around long enough. You actually have to work with people over and over and over again to actually see all this stuff I'm talking about, like the dangers, right? The dangers. Me learning why people become so bloated. Why when they do keto? Some who've got gallbladder issues, right? Why some people have like gnarly heart palpitations. Why does your hair fall out? Right? Why is your blood pressure going up? Or why are you having a physiological insulin resistance response, and how to fix it? I know, because I've worked with a lot, over 2,000 people. All right, guys, I'm out. Peace.